In this video, I'd like to go over how to use the E button on the calculator. To show that, I'm going to use this example. The population of a rural city follows the exponential growth model P of t is equal to 3100 e to the 0.042 t, where t is the number of years after 1994. I first want to talk about the variable t. If t is the number of years after 1994, that means that t equals 0 would represent the year 1994. And then t equals 1 would represent 1 year after 1994. T equals 2 would represent 2 years after 1994, and so on. Let's say we want to use the model to predict the population in the year 2020. The first thing we need to find is the value for t. 2020 minus 1994 is 26. So we're looking for the population 26 years after 1994. So our t value is 26, and we plug that into our model. Now we can use the calculator. We can use the calculator by plugging it in pieces or plugging it all together, and I'll show both ways. And we'll start by plugging it in pieces. So to do that, we can just do 0.042 times 26. And now we need to use the E button in the calculator. To get to the E button on the calculator, we're going to need to use the ln button. Press second ln, which gives us e to the exponent. So the exponent is already programmed for most calculators, so we don't need to type it again. And now we're just going to put in our exponent of 1.092. End parentheses, then enter. And this gives us 2.980228573. And then the last step would be to multiply, which rounding that to the nearest integer, since we're talking about a population, would be 9,239 people. If we want to plug it in all at once, I'll start with 3,100 times, and then second e, 0.042 times 26, end parentheses, and that gets us to the same answer.